My name is Mark Polk, and this is my RV garage. I got bit by the RV bug when I was 15 years old and still have it today. I started in this industry washing campers, and since that time I've helped educate over 250,000 RVers on how to safely and properly use and maintain their RV. My favorite pastimes are RVs, muscle cars, and motorcycles. Welcome to my RV garage. When springtime rolls around, motorcycles are kind of like RVs. You want to prep your RV for another camping season, and you want to prep your motorcycle for another season of riding. Today I plan on checking the tires out, changing the oil, and getting the motorcycle ready to ride. But first, we have some RV matters to take care of. Let's get started. When we bought the old Yellowstone, it didn't have the original sofa or bed in the back. I started looking around for a jackknife sofa. A jackknife sofa is a sofa that's used in an RV, and it flips down to make a bed. But by the time I would have paid for the jackknife sofa and the freight to get it here, I would have had several $100s tied up in just a sofa, and that didn't make good sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to frame in a gaucho sofa that will pull out to make a bed. That'll save a few $100s, and it won't be that much work. This is the fresh water tank that was in the Yellowstone when we purchased it. I don't think it was the original tank, and it actually looks to be brand new, but there was a little bit of dirt and dust inside, so I'm going to put about a quarter cup of Clorox in it, fill it up with water, let it sit for a few hours. This is actually going to go underneath our sofa frame, so we've got to get it ready to put in the trailer. Now, this is a very dangerous piece of equipment. You have a safety shield right here. You never, ever want to get your hands anywhere in this area. When you're cutting a piece of wood, all right, let me show you how one's done, and then I'll watch and make sure you know how to do it. The first step is to always have your safety glasses on, okay? Just on the inside of the line. You see that? Mm-hmm. Okay, I know I got it lined up. I have to hold my wood. And you never reach in to get the piece you cut off until this has completely stopped. What I need you to do is measure a piece 11 inches and 11 3/4 inches. No, that's 12. Oh. See, 11, you got a quarter, a half, but then the 3/4 is right there. Good? All right. Now, show me how you're going to use the saw. And once it's there, you need to hold that in place. Make sure it's lined up. All right. Let it start. I'm going to go in, get the measurements. I'm going to yell over here to you what I need. You measure them, mark them, and cut them. All right? Tyler, if you measure and cut a piece wrong, it's coming out of your allowance.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Why should I pay for it?
Because.
Come on now, you got to get these things right.
I don't got the money. I don't even have a job, Dad.
There are several plugs in our fresh water tank, and I want to make sure that I don't have any leaks when I install the tank, so I'm going to put some Teflon tape on all these fittings. We also have our drain for the tank. I'm going to put some tape on that. One thing about using Teflon tape is you always want to put the tape on in the direction that the fitting screws in. If you put it in the opposite direction and you thread it in, the tape will actually come off and it won't do its job.
What?
I need a piece 25 1/4 inches long.
Okay, Dad.
I'm not going to secure the water pump to the floor or the fresh water tank to the floor until I know exactly where I want this to be positioned. So now I'm going to go ahead and tie into our cold water line and hook up our city water, rough it in for the city water inlet. It's probably kind of difficult to see this, but what we have over here, we have our city water inlet and we have our fill for the fresh water tank. And then we're going to locate our water pump right down here next to the fresh water tank. What I have to do is I have to have a water line coming in from the city water connector and tie that into our cold water line in the trailer. And then I also have to have the pump drawing water from the fresh water tank, and from the outlet side of the pump I have to tee it into the cold water line so it can feed the entire system if we're using our 12-volt water pump. So I'm going to make some of these connections, and then once that's done, I'll be able to put our nightstand over here and frame in my wardrobe. I had a overhead cabinet laying around in the shop, and we're going to see if we can't make that work back here to give us a little bit of storage. And I'm just trying to cut a pattern that we can use to reshape the cabinet to fit. Test fit our cabinet after we've made the cuts. Looks like that'll probably work, and what we'll do is when we get finished we'll just maybe build a shelf off each end, give us a little extra storage and make it look more like it was made for this trailer. Alright, now that we've got our overhead cabinet cut, what we want to do is we want to install a brace that we can screw the cabinet into to support the weight of the cabinet and anything that's going to be inside it. So alright, we're just going to put our top brace in to help hold that overhead cabinet. What we're doing right now is we've got a bunk bed that goes up into the rear of the trailer. Of course, it drops down to make into a bed. And we want to secure the bunk bed from outside before we put the metal on. So we've marked our line. I'm going to pre-drill some holes, and we're going to put some screws through from the outside to really secure that, so we don't have to worry about an adult sleeping up there and being too much weight. So that's what we're working on right now. What we want to do right now is when we drop our bunk bed down, this is our line where it's going to rest. We're going to put a brace here for the bunk bed to rest on. We've added support on the back of the wall to handle the weight. And I'm leaving this empty because I'm going to put a wardrobe, a small wardrobe, on top of the end table, because there's no place in the trailer that I can put any clothes. There used to be a wardrobe in the original trailer here, but that's not going to work with our configuration. Since our new window interferes with putting the rail that supports the bunk bed, what we're going to do is use some of this leftover aircraft cable I have in the shop. We're just going to put a screw into the roof rafter and then run the cable through the bunk bed and secure it in two places, so it'll be able to hold the weight. Okay, I've mounted the cable to the roof rafter, drilled a hole through the bunk bed, ran the cable down through, and now I've leveled the bunk so we know the height that needs to be. And all we're going to do is we're going to slip a washer over our cable, and then we're going to use a brass cable connector with 2 Allen screws to secure it and to support the weight of the bunk. So we're just going to slide that up, tighten it, and we're going to do that in 2 places, and then I think that'll be it. I just cut out a couple of supports to hold the bunk bed in the upright position. I think with a little bit of paint we'll be good to go. Okay, we have our bunk bed framed in. We started framing our wardrobe, and now what we're going to do is take a look at our kitchen cabinets, make whatever repairs are necessary, possibly reface a couple of them because the veneer's coming off, and then we can put our base cabinets in and screw them in from the outside like we did on the bunk bed. So that's the next step, and hopefully we can reuse some of those original cabinets and not have to go out and find some or build some. So that's the plan for right now. Tyler! Hey Tyler, where are you? Man, need some help here. Where I can put some molding on to cover up the staple, but I don't want it to come through here. You have to hit that piece of wood. Yep, like that. Line it up. Hey Tyler, come here a minute. I need your opinion on something.
What's all this stuff?
These are fabric samples. Did you know that your grandmother has been a professional seamstress since I was just a little boy?
No.
But when it came time to start thinking about curtains and cushion covers for the trailer, she's the only person in this world that I would call, and she sent us these samples. Now, looking at the wall, what do you think, which one of these do you think would work good for curtains in here?
Well, this matches perfectly, but it's a little bit girly because of all the flowers.
Yeah, that is a little girly.
But this looks good too because of this turquoise. And I think beige looks really good with this.
You know what? That's my favorite one for the curtains. And then what do you think about for the cushions? Now, this is a corduroy, which is heavy, and she said she had this in a brown too. So.
Oh, that might be pretty good.
Don't miss the next episode of Mark's RV Garage when Mark and Tyler tackle the job of installing the new holding tanks.
Did you ever want some light in your RV where there is no light? I think it happens to most of us. You'd like a light in a closet or under a cabinet to make it easier to see. Wiring a 12-volt or 120-volt light in your RV is not always possible, so what other options do we have? I found the perfect solution for lighting up those hard-to-see areas, and it's called the Right Light Wireless LED Puck Lights. Let me show you how easy and convenient these wireless lights are. LED stands for Light Emitting Diode. These wireless LED lights are extremely energy efficient and work off of 3 AAA batteries. They have 5 super bright white lights that last up to 100,000 hours. They feature a one-touch on-off switch with a dimmer, and the light head swivels and pivots for easy positioning of the light. Another great feature is the optional light sensor. If you place it in a closet, the light will automatically come on when ambient light is detected, and it turns off without ambient light. There is a setting for high ambient light or low ambient light. There are no wires, plugs, or difficult installation. It installs in seconds with the hook and loop tape or with the screw provided. The Right Light wireless LED puck lights work great in all those darker, dimly lit areas of your RV and are great to have during power outages too. I use them in the RV and around the house. These long-lasting, energy-efficient lights are available at www.campingworld.com. Don't leave home without them.
RV trips are fun, but it's important that you understand all of the safety features on your RV just in case of an emergency. This includes LP gas, water and electrical system safety, fire safety, and emergency weather planning, just to name a few. It sounds overwhelming, but we have a DVD to help make it easy. Check out our RV Safety Features Tips and Tricks DVD available at www.rveducation101.com.
At Explorer RV, insuring motorhomes, bus conversions, travel trailers, park trailers, and fifth wheels is our specialty. And our coverages are custom designed to meet the needs of the RV lifestyle. To that end, we offer many benefits unavailable through typical insurance agencies, including total loss replacement, purchase price guarantees, personal effects coverage, awning replacement coverage, towing, and more. Choose the RV insurance experts. Choose Explorer RV.
It's time for another question and answer. This question comes from Wallace. Hi, Mark. I currently have two T105 6-volt batteries in my fifth wheel. These two batteries barely fit in the small external battery compartment. I would like to add additional batteries if possible. Is it okay to mix battery types, such as installing a couple of AGM batteries or similar type batteries in my system in a front enclosed storage compartment while keeping the lead acid batteries? Thanks for any information you can give me. Good question, Wallace. The quick answer to your question is no, you should never mix battery types, sizes, or age of batteries in the same battery bank. The batteries will seek out the weaker or older battery and cause multiple problems. Another rule of thumb is to never replace just one battery. If one battery needs to be replaced, you need to replace them all at the same time.
For more information on RV battery care and maintenance, check out our Deep Cycle Battery DVD available at www.rveducation101.com.
The other day, John wrote to me with this quick tip. My wife and I have a set of awning lights similar to those featured in episode number 6 of Mark's RV Garage. Even using 15-watt bulbs, I kidded my wife that we could be seen from outer space. Therefore, we went to Lowe's and purchased an extension cord with a built-in dimmer. Now we use the awning lights without disturbing our neighbors and even the aircraft. Thanks for the tip, John. Have you ever heard of the Tin Can Tourist? The Tin Can Tourist is an organization committed to the celebration of all make and model classic trailers and motor coaches. Its goal is to promote and preserve vintage trailers and motor coaches through annual gatherings of owners and friends. Let's take a stroll into the past and see just what these Tin Can Tourists were all about. Auto camping was basically loading your automobile with extra clothes, food, blankets, and camping supplies and heading to the country in search of the perfect picturesque getaway to set up camp. It was an alternative to other vacations. It was the early version of recreation vehicles. The Tin Can Tourists were organized at DeSoto Park, Tampa, Florida in 1919. They received the official state charter a year later. The original recognition emblem for the Tin Can Tourist was a tin can soldered to the radiator cap of a member's car. The group's stated objective was to unite fraternally all auto campers. Their guiding principles were clean camps, friendliness among campers, decent behavior, and to secure plenty of clean, wholesome entertainment for those in camp. The group, known for the soldered tin can on their radiator caps, grew rapidly during the 20s and 30s. Members would be inducted by fellow campers through an initiation process that taught the prospective member the secret handshake, sign, and password. After singing the official song, "The More We Get Together," the trailerite was an official member of the Tin Can Tourists of the world. Today's RVers travel on superhighways and camp in well-appointed RVs that offer many of the comforts of home. But in the 20s, after World War I, when many folks began moving to Florida, moving meant braving uncertain lodging. Tin Can tourism, using your car and a tent for lodging, was a common solution. One camp, aptly named Tin Can Tourist Camp, was located in Gainesville, and another with the same name was in Archer, southwest of the Maddox Foundry. Summer reunions were held at various Midwest locations, with Traverse City, Michigan serving as a primary host city. The club spent winters at DeSoto Park until 1924. Here are some tin can tourists around 21 or 22 auto camping and enjoying some watermelon in or around the Washington, D.C. area. The 1920s was a very exciting time in Florida. Automobiles were moving rapidly off the assembly lines, regular folks were able to afford them, and Florida was beckoning with sunshine and the promise of an easy life and good times. Gainesville businessmen welcomed those regular folks by providing facilities for camping in their cars, not as comfortable as today's campers, but certainly the same idea. People would rig their cars up with folding side tents or convert trucks with sleeping arrangements in the truck's bed. Because locals grew tired of their park being overrun with northerners, the park was closed a month early in March. The Canners took the hint and moved the winter convention to Arcadia, where the community had built a municipal park especially for the tin can tourists. By 1932, the membership estimates ranging from 30,000 to 100,000, city chambers of commerce were actively pursuing tin can tourists to choose their community for either homecoming. After several annual conventions, the tin can tourists were crowded out of Arcadia by those that came for the winter. Future gatherings were held in Sarasota, Ocala, and then to various other campgrounds. In this picture, the tin can tourists spent Thanksgiving in Arcadia, Florida, and enjoyed a sumptuous community dinner. By the 1930s, the tin can tourists found they were no longer outsiders and undesirables. Suddenly, they were being courted by every aggressive small-town chamber of commerce in the state of Florida. In 1935, over 1,000 rigs showed up at Sarasota's Municipal Trailer Park, the official tin can tourist campsite. Freeman Marsh with Trailers Magazine said, "It might indeed be difficult to determine whether trailers have developed because of the tin can tourists or whether the tin can tourists have grown with the trailer." A decade later, membership numbered at 80,000, and by 1963, the group's bookkeepers announced membership had hit the 100,000 mark. Throughout all these years, the group faced time periods where memberships declined due to a combination of factors: a split within the ranks and the formation of the Automobile Tourist Association, then an economic recession in 1939 that greatly diminished the number of trailer manufacturers, and the onset of World War II. By the mid-'80s, the club was no longer in existence in any form. In 1998, Forrest and Jerry Bone renewed the club as an all-make and model vintage trailer and motor coach club. The renewal gathering was held at Camp Dearborn, Milford, Michigan. The group has been growing steadily, currently holding annual gatherings in Michigan, Florida, and regional rallies at various locations in the United States. Its goal is to abide by the original group's objectives and guiding principles, as well as the promotion and preservation of vintage trailers and motor coaches through gatherings and information exchange. The new version of Tin Can Tourist is open to all. There are currently over 800 members. Tin Can Tourist offers you a chance to meet and have fun with other owners who share an interest in vintage RVs. All you need is a love for these vintage kings of the road. If you would like more information on the Tin Can Tourist, or if you would like to join the Tin Can Tourist, take a minute to visit www.tincantourist.com. Well, it's time to reveal our latest winner of a copy of Microsoft Streets and Trips. John sent this tip in from Colorado Springs. Here's a tip I believe covers safety, functionality, efficiency, and environmentally friendly. Purchase a set of solar landscape lighting to place around the perimeter of your awning area. Here's why. Number 1, the sun will charge the internal batteries through the solar panels and will light up the area of your awning to prevent people who occasionally walk through the camping area from bumping their head on our awning in the dark, as well as letting them know where our patio perimeter is. Safety. Number 2, while it's lighting up our perimeter, it will provide enough light around the door areas at night for security, functionality, and efficiency. Number 3, again, While it's lighting up our perimeter, it will provide a soft ambiance while relaxing in the evening and provide a sense of style to our campsite, functionality and efficiency. Number 4, they are powered by the sun, so there's no need for electrical cords or step stools to hang lights around the edge of the awning for a chance of falling off the stool. Safety and environmentally friendly. Number 5, ease of use. You simply push them into the ground a few feet apart and the sunlight charges them up, and just pull them out when you're ready to leave the campsite. You can get these just about anywhere. We found them at Big Lots, Walmart, Home Depot, and Lowe's Home Improvement for just a couple of bucks a piece, or you can buy them in sets. Great tip, John, and keep an eye out in the mailbox for your copy of Microsoft Streets and Trips. Now, we just have one copy left, so everybody get your tip in, and there'll be a winner on the next episode of Mark's RV Garage.